What is up, my hard gainers? I was also like you. I was a hard gainer for many, many years. I'm gonna give you guys the tips that I used to get out of it. I am now 200 pounds. I've competed in bodybuilding shows, and I like to think I'm 200 pounds of at least a decent amount of muscle at this point. So if you guys are also looking to get out of being that skinny 120, 130, 140, 150, even 160, and get to a higher body weight with more muscle on you, I'm gonna give you guys the secrets in this video, so stick around, let's hop right into it. All right, number one, you guys, you need to be providing the proper stimulus. Like, you guys may be hitting the gym, but you have to ask yourself two questions. Am I hitting the gym hard? I think a lot of us will answer yes, right? We go to the gym, we hit the gym hard. Whether or not you're a skinny guy or a super buff guy, I think we all hit the gym hard. And that's somewhat frustrating when you're a hard gainer, because you're like, I'm working out as hard as everybody else. Why am I not putting on the muscle? Well, that's where you have to ask yourself question number two is, am I doing it consistently and with progression? So one of the things we've got to focus on, especially as hard gainers, is progression. It's very easy for us to adapt to a stimulus and then stop responding to it. If you're going into the gym and let's say you're benching the dumbbells and you're benching the 50-pound dumbbells, if you go in every week and you keep benching the 50-pound dumbbells without pushing further, trying to do them for either more reps, more sets, or upping that to 55s, and then trying to work those up to the amount of reps we were doing at 50 previously, you're not going to be providing a proper stimulus for change. Doing the same thing over and over again, that's the definition of insanity. We've all heard that before. It's the same in the gym, guys. If you are going in, you're doing the same workouts, or worst of all, you're doing a bunch of different workouts at the same intensity, you're not going to see results. You have to be consistent and you have to be progressive. You have to go in and do the same style workout, the same kind of movements, but with progression, doing more to them each week. So don't go in there without a plan. Don't go in there doing random exercises each week. Have a plan and try to add to that plan each week. Writing this down helps a lot. Getting a properly structured program from a coach works even better. But you have to be providing the proper stimulus for that muscle to grow. Number two is you've got to get your energy balance right, and just like everything else, you've got to be getting it right consistently. This doesn't mean eating big one day out of the week. This means you need to be eating in a caloric surplus 7 days a week. You can't take time off. This is your job now. You want to get bigger, you want to put on size, going and working out in the gym's fun. The hard work comes when you need to eat now to fuel that. I'm going to give you guys some tips on how to do that, but understand that you need to, first off, use a macronutrient calculator. You can go on Google, look up macronutrient calculator. You fill in your stats and say you want to stay the same weight. That's going to give you the amount of calories you need to eat every day to stay the same weight. I guarantee you, for a lot of you guys, you're barely eating that many. What you need to do then is add 200 to 300 on top of that, and if you're still struggling, add 500 to that base total. And that's going to allow you guys to start really growing. Your body needs that surplus of calories for growth, or else you're gonna burn through these nutrients as energy, and they're not gonna be there to be the building blocks to build up that muscle that you just stimulated growth for in the gym. So it's like, yeah, Will, I know that, but guess what? I have a really hard time eating. Like, hey, I was there too. I'm gonna give you guys some tips, because I'm not here to tell you to force feed and like just keep stuffing yourself until you wanna die. That's not my approach. Again, I'm all about consistency. I want you to be able to do this for the long haul so you can put on this muscle, keep it on, and enjoy it. One of my favorite things is to mix high fat with high protein. All your macronutrients, fats, carbs, proteins, they have calories associated with them. Carbs and proteins have 4 calories per gram, but fats have 9. I had to figure that out with my fingers. They have 9 calories per gram, so they're much more calorically dense. They're also really good for helping satiate you. They're gonna make you wanna eat more of them. When you have a food that's fatty, you know, like you think of greasy, fatty foods like McDonald's and stuff like that, you wanna keep eating those fries. That's the fats in them stimulating that desire to keep eating it. But you also need protein, right? It's the building block of muscles, and you wanna be getting at least around 0.8 to 1.2 grams per pound of body fat when you're bulking up. So you wanna mix those high fats with those high proteins. Obviously, we wanna eat carbs as well, but what's gonna help you get those down is the higher fats with the higher proteins. The proteins because it's the building block, the fats because it's gonna help you enjoy that food more and wanna eat more of it. 2, you're gonna wanna just eat more frequently. Don't focus on building out this giant meal and staring at that and then being like, dude, I can't eat it, I'm so full, I'm stuffed. If you stuff yourself at breakfast, you're not gonna wanna eat again until like mid-afternoon. Instead, eat until your body's signaling you that you're full, and then put a timer on and be like, okay, I'll eat again in an hour and a half, 2 hours. And you keep doing that, that's how you're gonna get those calories in during the day. If you stuff yourself, your body's gonna have a negative reaction to that and not want to eat more. But if you just eat till you're full, until you're satiated, and you just keep doing that every 2 hours or so, you will get overall more calories in throughout your day, and it's gonna make it easier on your digestive system and on your mental health so that you don't feel like you're constantly stuffing yourself, because that's not healthy mentally. Next big tip, start utilizing a blender. You can make a ton of really high calorie, calorically dense shakes that are delicious. Some of my favorite things to include are bananas, peanut butter, Greek yogurt. These things are higher in proteins, carbs, and fats than a lot of other foods, and when you mix them up, they add a great flavor. Also, utilize whey protein powder. Don't utilize mass building shakes. You wanna make your own mass builder shake. You don't wanna use one of these ones where you're scooping a ton of powders in. They're not bioavailable, meaning that they don't really absorb well in your system, and they're not gonna help you add on mass. In fact, at best, they'll just go through your system and you'll be going to the bathroom a lot. At worst, they actually clog up the inside of your intestines and they prevent a lot of absorption of other nutrients. So it can actually almost act like a counterproductive measure to you eating. So I would avoid the mass gainer shakes. Instead, start making your own in a blender, add in some scoops of protein powder that you like, and mix it in with peanut butter, mix it in with Greek yogurt, bananas, berries, other different kinds of things to add flavor and calories to this. You can also mix in some nut butters, any kind of nuts that you like, add in actual peanuts and peanut butter to a mix. It will add a ton of calories, and you can make a delicious chocolate peanut butter milkshake with whey protein powder, some chocolate syrup, add in maybe a banana, some scoops of peanut butter, some peanuts, something like that. That's super calorically dense. You can drink it instead of eating if you're tired of eating all day, and you can throw these in at night to make them like a shake, like kind of like a dessert shake. You could have them in the morning if you're on the go. It's very easy to pack a lot of calories into a blender, blend it up and drink it, and to make it enjoyable. Because again, you're trying to pack on size, so we're not making lean shakes, we're making delicious shakes full of stuff that's gonna taste good and make you wanna drink the whole thing. And then we just add some protein on top of that. That's how you're gonna hit those goals. So don't shy away from a blender. Blend up drinks once or twice a day and mix those in with your meals. It's gonna help you pack on a lot more calories and it's gonna get you growing. And at the end of the day, make sure you're focusing on a good, holistic approach to the food you're eating. Don't go and eat 12 donuts because eating big is gonna get you big. Like, it's only gonna make you fat if you eat that way. And I know you might be thinking, Will, there's no way I'm gonna get fat. I've been a skinny kid my whole life. Like, eventually it will. You wanna eat in a holistic pattern. You want your plate to be part carbs, part fat, part protein. Or your shake to be part carbs, part fat, part protein. You don't want to be eating just a bunch of carbs or sugar. You don't wanna just be, eating a ton of fat at night, like scooping peanut butter into your mouth just because you're trying to hit a number goal. You want to build this up from a holistic standpoint. That's how you're gonna get a well-rounded, good-looking shaped physique. Again, guys and girls here, you want a big booty? You're a hard gainer. It's the same thing. Like, if you wanna grow your glutes, you have to attack it like you're a hard gainer, just like a skinny guy who is struggling to put on weight. It's the same idea. So make it sustainable, but don't fall for the trap of like just focusing on the number that you're supposed to be eating and trying to get there at all costs. Like, if you're at the end of the day and you're like, dude, I can't eat anymore, don't go like drink olive oil to try to get to your goal. Just be like, okay, I made it as far as I could today. I'm just stuffed. Maybe have like a snack or something that you enjoy, but don't force feed yourself BS stuff just to hit a number. Just be like, all right, tomorrow maybe I can have a little more of my morning shake or something. That'll help. If you focus on it that way, you're much more likely to hit your goal, and it's gonna be more sustainable, and the physique you end up with is gonna be way better looking, because I've overdone it before. I personally have overcorrected and I've gotten kind of like chunky, but I was like, oh dude, like I put on mass, but like it doesn't really look like all that much muscle. It kind of just looks like I got thick and I had to go back to the drawing board and fix that. And so don't make that mistake. Like, if you're a hard gainer and you follow these rules, you will make it out of that, but make sure you're doing it in a fashion where you make it out of it the right way and not the wrong way that makes you look like a Michelin tire man. With that being said, guys, that's today's episode. Thank you guys for tuning in. I hope you guys got something from this. Again, if you are looking for help with this, I am an online coach. I've helped hundreds of people transform their lives online, and I'd love for you to be the next person. So again, you can always apply down below in the description or comment. Ask for some help. I'll reach out. We'll be in touch. As always, guys, I enjoyed this. I hope you did too, and I'll see you in next week's video. Peace.
Okay.
Cheese!
Not that much.
He waited till you were right out the door. Yeah, all right.